So today we are on behalf of Quality Austria, Central Asia. We all welcome you for this very important topic, that is circular economy and zero waste to landfill. Now this is a relatively new area because very few organizations, only very proactive organizations and high performing organizations have been utilizing this particular tool, which is available for the sustainable development in terms of material productivity, in terms of waste management, in terms of circular economy, and waste to wealth, waste to energy, and improving 3R, that is reduce, recycle, reuse. So there is a lot of potential in this subject, not only in pollution prevention or pollution reduction, but also into wealth generation and reducing the speed at which we have been extracting the natural resources from Mother Earth. Okay. So how we will be going about is we will be first talking about the circular economy basic concept. Then we will be talking about the principles. Then we will go into the details of zero waste to landfill. And lastly, we'll talk about these few case studies also. Okay. Now, just 2 days back in Pune, we got this news that state's legacy waste is a threat to soil and water because trash over 2.4 crore tons is unprocessed. Okay. And there are certain areas in Pune where for years together the waste has been dumped. And because the long-term dumping of the waste, the soil has become very polluted, toxic. The nearby water streams have become very polluted, toxic, and therefore a lot of money, more than 250 crore rupees, has to be spent for reclaiming that land. Okay, now this is a situation in the state like Maharashtra and district like Pune, city like Pune. Okay, now we can imagine what could be the situation in bigger cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Madras and Bangalore and these areas. Okay, so we all need to get seriously alerted and warned, okay, by these kind of news which are coming in the newspapers and other media also, and what is the reality about waste management in India. Okay, so let's first go through the uh, concept of circular economy. So linear economy means we buy certain items from the market, we use them, and after use, when it becomes old or unrepairable or whatever, we just throw it away. Okay, that is linear. That means purchase, use to some extent, and throw it. And nowadays, with very fast pace of the fashion change, the wastage and the speed at which people waste or people discard the things has increased. Now, in circular economy, what we do is right from selection of raw material, right from the design development aspects in production, distribution, consumption, then after consumption, we will first see whether it can be repaired, whether it can be reconditioned, whether it can be given new life or extended life, if not completely new life. And then we try to recycle it, reuse it. Okay, and only after multiple uses or multiple extensions, if required, we discard it in a very scientific way, in a nature friendly disposal way. That is called circular economy, because the resources are coming back into the use cycle, usable cycles more often, and the rate at which the new natural resources would have been consumed, that rate of consumption, rate of extraction is getting slowed down. Okay. So what we can do actually is through this, we improve the economic value because the reduction in raw material costs we are able to do because you are not consuming very often. Once you buy it, you are trying to use it, reuse it, recondition it, repair it wherever possible, or make it alternative application, some other application, and then you go for final disposal. Like the clothes that we buy in our house. Normally, you should see how your mother uses the clothes. Once something is old, she will convert it into some other application. Okay, multiple times, and only after complete use, then only she will throw. There are many such examples. Okay. Second is it frees up the working capital because you don't have to spend new money for the same thing again and again. Okay, so that frees up the working capital. Third, it generates the new revenue streams because the first revenue stream is when you bought it and used it. Second is when you recondition it, repair it, reuse it. And third is when you actually dispose it in a proper way. So there is a multiple times the revenue streams get actuated. And the fourth item is the retain consumers through their changing sustainability demands. Because nowadays, not only people want new fashion, but they want sustainable products. Now, sustainable products means the products whose environmental footprint is at a minimum level. Okay, without compromising the taste, without compromising the quality. Okay, so that is what is achieved through this particular aspect. The second is act on climate and economic crisis. Through circular economy practices, we are able to reduce the global emissions by 40%. Okay, now this is a very huge amount of benefit that we can get if we go into circular economy practice rather than linear economy practice. So this is a very, very important aspect because nowadays with climate change, we all are speaking about the mitigation of climate change. And we want to ultimately we want after the minimum efforts that are possible, maximum efforts that are possible, we go into the adaptation mechanism. Okay. And nowadays people have started talking about sequestration, neutrality, net zero, and all these concepts. So if 40% benefit you can get in reduction in global emissions, nothing like it. Okay. Third thing is mitigating the risk. So a circular business model allows the redesign of products. Okay, so initially you had designed the product for something. You are now redesigning it for maybe the for same purpose or alternative purpose. Utilizing new technologies that enable future optimization and visualizing, for example, track and trace, Internet of Things, blockchain. So these are all new technologies which have come through which we are able to know how the product is moving in its life cycle. Okay. The last aspect is adapt to regulation. So new material use regulation means clients that lack adaptation will be impacted through taxation bills. Because if you ultimately what will happen? If people who are using more natural resources will be taxed. So that new concept is going to come. So if somebody is not, his lifestyle is not eco-friendly, naturally he will be taxed. Even I'll tell you the carbon border adjustment mechanism, which has come now in Europe. What does it mean? That suppose some product was being developed and manufactured in Europe and it was having X amount of product carbon footprint, say X tons of CO2. Now, if you are making in India and because of your unfriendly manufacturing practices, if you are creating the same product with X plus delta X of CO2 tons, then for that delta X, you will have to pay extra tax. Okay, so that means your product will become uncompetitive in the global world. And that is why many people are working on now even CBAM. So if we go for the circular economy concept, we should be able to come out of that issue also very fast. Now let's understand how the whole thing works. Okay, in linear economy model, you take the raw material, we produce the product, we use it at consumer place, and we create non-recyclable waste. Okay. Now in the second cycle, which is a reuse economy, what we are saying, after use, we are trying to recycle it back into the production. But still, there is a non-recyclable waste is getting generated. Whereas in the circular economy concept, we are going into raw materials, produce, use, recycle, and this continuously we try to do as many cycles as possible. So this aims at reducing the waste, reusing and recycling the materials where we get resource efficiency and the entire process becomes efficient and more environmental friendly. So this is where people are moving from linear economy to circular economy. Further, let us understand this in further more details. Okay, what are the benefits? Okay, so first is the protection of environment and biodiversity, because when new natural resources are extracted like metals, like wood, okay, like any other say chemicals, anything that you extract from earth, okay, you are actually damaging lot of biodiversity. So in this mechanism, you end up protecting the environment biodiversity. Then another is creation of stable business and jobs, because the jobs for next cycle, that is repair, reconditioning, re-engineer, okay, reuse cycles, there are few jobs, more jobs are getting created. Another is increase in living standards and quality of life. Because somebody may say that if I am using a recycled product or reused product, is my quality of living better? In the larger term, yes, because you are actually damaging the environment less. So actually you are true, the lover of Mother Earth rather than, extracting in a irresponsible way. Second is tackling global warming and climate change. As we have already seen, 40% impact, and sustainable model for protecting future generations. So why the whole sustainability concept has come? Because the way existing generation is using resources and consuming them in the name of prosperity, in the name of improved quality of life, in the name of passion and everything, we are actually depriving the next generation from their ability to meet their own needs, okay, to live in a fulfilled life. So this, through circular economy, we are able to really protect the future generations. Now just look at the left side picture where we are seeing one is the jobs, efficiency, CO2 emission reduction, okay, then raw material conservation, and this actually gives the birth to innovation also. Because what is when does the innovation come in picture? When you are pressed for resources. Okay, if you are given everything in abundance, you will never innovate. You will never think differently. Okay, so this is actually a innovation comes because of there is a need, because the new resources are not going to be available, because Mother Earth is one. Already today, the way the world is moving, by August, okay, January to August, in 8 months itself, we are using complete year's resources. So actually the next 4 months, September to December, we are already borrowing from the next year. Okay. So that it means what? After few years, we are going to have very critical situation where the natural resources will be very scarce and people will have very difficult situation to run their normal operation. Okay, so that is why we have to ensure that all the raw materials, all the products, we design them in such a way, we manufacture in them such a way, we use them in such a way, we try to extend the life so that the natural resources can be used in a more uh, environmental friendly way and in a very responsible manner. Okay. Now let's see few of the principles of circular economy. Okay, what are the principles? So the concept recognizes the importance of the economy needing to work effectively at all scales for big and small businesses, for organizations and individuals globally and locally. Now, what do you mean by that? Okay, the picture is very clear. Here, what you are doing is you are not only designing the product, you are also designing the waste. Okay, now this is something you may find it funny, but yes, you should, at the time of designing the product itself, you are not only considering the immediate use by the customer, but you are trying to see the entire life cycle. Okay, and in the life cycle design itself, you are trying to build in more cycles of recycle and reuse. Okay, so we design the products, we manufacture them, and we try to reuse, refill, repair, repurpose. Like, I'll tell you one example. Now, earlier, the liquid soap used to get in the bottles. Okay, then they started giving in some particular pot, and then refill pouches started coming. So what happened is every time you were using the new bottle, so that is reduced. Now further to that, what they are saying is you buy the powder, you create in your home, and now you start using it in your hand wash. So that way, new innovation, new ways are coming, thereby the handling difficulty, transport difficulty, storage difficulty, many difficulties are reduced. And at the same time, we are able to completely reduce, recycle and reuse all the natural resources. You find this many times, in the sugar factory, if you see, actually nothing gets wasted. Okay, entire thing gets into the complete circular economy. So we should try to learn from these natural cycles and try to utilize that learning into our engineering and manufacturing industries as well. Now, you must have seen in environment management how we look at, or in safety management, we try to understand the risk mitigation cycle, risk mitigation measures. There is a hierarchy. So in that hierarchy, how we start? We start with at source elimination. Then we go for substitution. Then we go for engineering controls. Then we go for administrative controls, PPEs, emergency management, insurance mechanisms. That way we work on hierarchy management of safety risk management. Now here in the waste management and pollution management, we have to work in a little different way. So a circular economy reveals and designs out the negative impacts of economic activity that cause damage to human health and natural systems. This includes the release of greenhouse gases and hazardous substances, the pollution of air, land, water, as well as structural waste such as traffic congestion. So all the sustainability related issues, we are able to get some extent solution through circular economy concept. So here the waste management hierarchy is, we first try to see that how we can reduce the reduce the waste at source. So at source reduction is possible only when your basic design of product, the tolerances, selection of material, then your actual process in design, technology that you use, operational efficiency that you have, and rejection reduction, quality assurance. All these things will ensure so at source reduction of waste. Then whatever waste is inadvertent, that means it will get generated, then you have to go for recycling. Like when you prepare cup of tea, some kind of waste tea powder will get generated. So what you do, you go for recycling that. That means you put it, you either reboil it or you put it in the farm. So that is called recycle. Third is energy recovery. So suppose some heat is getting wasted through the chimney, you may do heat recovery. So that is called energy recovery. Or if some suppose waste is there, so you can burn it, you can create some heat out of it, you can boil water, you can get steam, and that steam can create some energy. So that way also you can do energy recovery. Or suppose it is a biomedical waste, biodegradable waste, you can do the composting, and some biogas can also be generated. Okay. Next is you treat it. So some you may add something and then convert it into alternative thing, and then you dispose or other release. So the disposal is not preferable because ultimately the something has to go out of the system. But more preferable is you reduce at source, that is then recycle, do take out the energy from it, and after retreat again try to convert it into the source. So this is the way you try to reduce the resources, thereby reduce the cost, and also reduce the overall footprint, environmental footprint of that particular product. Second principle of circular economy is that keep products and materials in use. So let us see the understanding. So first is design for remanufacturing. So at the time of designing the product itself, you add the features by which after the first life, the product can be remanufactured. Okay. Then you go for actual sustainable manufacturing. That means during manufacturing also you try to see that your impact on environment is minimum. That means wastage is less, pollution is less, wastewater is less, wastewater water wastage is reduced. Then all that you are seeing, air emissions are less, noise is less. Okay, so it is safe to handle. So that is called sustainable manufacturing. Then what you do, optimization of production process and techniques. Thereby you are efficiently manufacturing it and you are minimizing the entire waste in the supply chain. Next is increased energy efficiency. So whatever processes, technologies that we are going to use, we use them optimally and we minimize the energy requirement for manufacturing that. Then producing less pollution, emission and waste. So your process has to be designed in such a way that during the manufacture at every stage, your production cycle is very environmental friendly. And then there is a industrial symbiosis. That means all the activities like materials, energy, water, waste, safety, human rights, entire thing is taken care. That is called all synergy industrial symbiosis. That is another way of understanding industrial symbiosis is the initial cycle of production and the next industry, that is recycle and reuse cycle, where another industry or another process may come in picture. So a circular economy favors the activities that preserve the value in the form of energy, labor, and materials. This means designing for durability, designing for reuse, designing for remanufacturing, and designing for recycling. That means in circular economy, the product design department has to be well aware of all these sustainability aspects, technologies, new materials, material research, and various possibilities of designing the product in environmentally friendly way. What is the objective? Objective is to keep products, components, and materials circulating in the economy. Okay. Circular systems make effective use of bio-based materials. This is very important. By encouraging many different uses for them as they cycle between the economy and natural systems. The best example I gave you is the food product cycle, like sugarcane factories. The third principle of circularity is regenerate natural systems. Okay, so what is this regeneration? Okay, for example, now when you go for renewable energy, say solar energy, you are not actually everyday sun is available, you are using it. Okay, so you can regenerate energy by the same equipment. For 15-20 years, the same solar panel will give you electrical energy or heat, whatever you want. Second is the biomass. So biomass means whatever is the natural product, maybe leaves, branches, waste food, whatever you say. Now this biomass is as a natural cycle, the trees are again getting leaves and again they are falling. So you have continuous supply of natural raw materials. Wind energy, which is based on air flow. Okay, so that is also a natural cycle. So you get it. Geothermal is from the the volcanoes and others. The heat which is entrapped in the uh, earth. And lastly is hydropower, which may be from river, maybe from the dams that you may have, or the tidal energy from the oceans. All these are natural systems. Okay. And what are the non-renewable energy? From coal, oil, nuclear, and natural gas. Because these are all these are depleting and they cannot be re-energized. You cannot bring them back. Once you extract and use and the air emission they have happened, gone. Okay. So we have to reduce our dependence on non-renewable energy and we have to go more and more renewable energy. So Indian government has also decided that by 2030, 45% of our energy use should be from renewable energy. So a circular economy avoids the use of non-renewable sources and preserves or enhances the renewable ones. For instance, by returning valuable nutrients to the soil to support regeneration or using renewable energy as opposed to relying on these fossil fuels. Now, why it is happening? Because I'll tell you, the way we are running our life, the way the world is moving, the way the wars are happening, the way the industry is increasing and continuously polluting, the way the urbanization is happening, the way the transportation is going more into road traffic rather than relying more on trains and more metros and others. Still, every day lakhs and lakhs of vehicles are coming on road, and they are going to consume many million liters of diesel, petrol, gas onto the roads. So all that is going to generate, and the consumption patterns are very irresponsible today. Okay, so what is happening is we are not going to find one earth sufficient. That is, I have already spoken. Another is that the climate change will happen very rapidly, and the UN Sustainable Development Goal of keeping the climate temperature rise by 1.5 degree maximum by 2100 year is not going to happen, because already we have reached 1.1 degree rise as compared to the base year. Base year was 1890. So as compared to that, by now the whole temperature of the earth has already gone up more by 1.1 degree, and our goal is by 2100 we should be able to restrict it to 1.5 degree. So now the UN has said that at least try to keep it below 2 degrees. Okay. But the way the current progress is happening, quite likely that we will reach about 4 degree rise, and which is going to be very difficult to survive. And that is why we have to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and move to more of renewable energy, biomass, solar, hydropower, wind, and geothermal. So that is why many companies are moving from general electricity from coal based to renewable energy as much as possible. This is the reason, and there is a lot of business opportunity in this particular area. Last year in Dubai, when the conference of parties happened, the IPCC tabled a report, and after the discussion for about 10 days, on the last day, the agreement was signed between 193 countries, saying that we resolve ourselves to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and move as much faster to the renewable energy as much as possible. So that is a good sign. And now the COP29 is going to happen in next November. So that time also the people are going to discuss how the financing is going to happen for the new model that we have want for moving from non-renewable energy to renewable energy. So you watch the space of COP29, you will find lot of input for how the world is going to finance the whole system of climate change mitigation. Now let's come to the main topic of zero waste to landfill. Now, as I told you already, the city waste is being dumped onto the soil, and because of it there are many difficult situations. In Mumbai, if you go to Devnar or in villages, people just throw whatever waste just nearby their house in the compound. Something, whatever is possible, gets degraded, biodegraded. Many things, plastic, old furniture, some plastic bags, okay, old utensils, buckets, everything, gets into one corner somewhere, and it attracts the water, getting clogged, mosquitoes getting generated, and the serpentiles and other things get area for residing there, and then it becomes safety hazard also. So that is a very bad, because there is no any organization at all. Whereas at least in the urban areas, at least the municipal corporations are at least trying to collect it, segregate it, take it to the some location, further segregate it, and try to do something positive disposal of that. Now let's get into what is this topic all about. Okay, what is zero waste to landfill? Before I go into it, would any participant like to share anything about what is their understanding of the concept on zero waste? Madam, you can open the if somebody wants to ask the question or share something, we can keep the forum open for next 2-3 minutes. Is there anybody who wants to ask the question, or whatever we have discussed on circular economy, anybody wants to share anything? Any, we are, we would like to
Sir,
have this session
someone has write in the chat box, sir.
Yeah, what is it?
Waste can be used for any other purposes such as co-processing, use of co
Yes,
and
definitely.
pre-processing.
Absolutely, yes. The hazardous waste, like something coming out of the, say, paint waste, for example. So any non-recyclable waste which is dry and which has got the calorific value, can definitely be utilized to convert it into heat energy, and that heat energy can be used in certain industries like cement industry. Yes, definitely. Good input. Thank you. Yeah, you can read
Avoiding
any.
waste sent to landfill for disposal.
Yeah, and that avoiding is going to be possible only if we try to recycle and reuse, either for alternative application or for same application in an extended period. Okay. So they repair, rework, re-engineer, retreat, recover. These are all methods by which we can avoid sending the waste to the dumping site. Definitely, yes. Now let's go into the further. So zero waste to landfill is a philosophy of reducing the amount of waste that ends up in landfill. Now today what is going to landfill? From cities, almost everything is going to landfill except for some 5 to 10% of segregation and different, like wood, for example, or some cardboard. Like that, people are trying to take it out and try to use it in the second this one. Some, you may take out some old newspapers from your house and you may resell it for small price, and that may be going into recycle. But lot of plastic furniture, many things, to go for landfill. Although the term zero is used, not all waste types can be otherwise processed and may end up in landfill. The main point is that companies are aiming towards reducing their landfill usage significantly, with at least 99% of waste diverted from landfill. So, suppose you have imported some machine, for example. Now, along with that imported machine, lot of wood packaging has come. Okay. Now that wood is of reasonably good quality. So what you can do, you can convert it into a second category furniture. Maybe you can use it for your internal purpose of keeping materials, transporting materials, or you can create some second level furniture and give it to schools as a CSR activity. Okay. So rather than just dumping it and then giving it for burning like that. So there are many ways in which one can look into. We will also try to see what some case studies if we can share with you. Second is through exploring the alternative solutions of disposal or further use. The initiative helps waste producers understand and better value to their waste. So actually, when you are uh, thinking very seriously as to my waste should not go to the dump yard, naturally the creativity starts getting into action. The task force will start using their brains. The engineers, the process designers, product designers, material research people, all they will get into action and they will come up with better alternatives. Thereby, the waste producers will try to get better value of their waste. The third is diverting waste from landfill and maximizing its potential can also help businesses cut costs and increase process efficiency, increase material productivity. So ultimately, why the businesses are looking into this topic of circular economy and zero waste to landfill, because they want to cut cost, they want to maximize profit, they want to increase the process efficiency, they want to improve the yield. Okay, and they want to find alternative applications to the materials, waste materials, so that their waste disposal cost is reduced, their risk of legal non-compliance is reduced. Okay, and the pollution prevention is achieved. So there are multiple advantages of working on zero waste to landfill. The last part is achieving zero waste to landfill is more of a philosophy businesses work towards. However, certifications are available. For example, the Carbon Trust standard for zero waste to landfill. So Carbon Trust is one of the standards. True, TRUE, true is the another standard. The UL 2799 is another standard, okay, which is universally used for this. Eurofin has come with their own standard. TUV Sud, TUV Nord, they have their own standards on zero waste to landfill. And similarly, Quality Austria, Center Asia can also give you solutions on this. Another a few other certification bodies like Intertech have also their own standards on waste management. But the way, what people do is not that 100% is diverted, but they are trying to maximize the diversion of waste to landfill so that maximum can be recycled, reused, and then the cost is minimized and the pollution load is also minimized. So as I told you previously, the the approach that we have in zero waste to landfill is we first try to prevent the generation of waste by proper design, by proper process control, by proper handling and inbuilt quality control in the processes. We try to prevent the generation of waste. Then whatever is inadvertent, we try to further reduce it, reuse it, recycle it, recover whatever waste is possible. Like, when the e-waste is recycled, okay, batteries are recycled. The say your mobile phone, when it is recycled, lot of precious metals like gold, nickel, cobalt, chromium, they are all gained. The recyclers, they try to get those materials back. Okay, but there is one company in Pune which is called Umicore. Now that is a very multinational company and which is very famous in recycling of e-waste, battery waste, lithium ion battery waste. So these are actually all going to help in conserving the natural resources. The second part is zero waste is more of a philosophy than an immediate goal. The term is typically used by companies to refer to the long-term ambition to almost completely eliminate the waste from business activities, both upstream with suppliers and downstream with customers. This has a lot of overlap with the concept of circular economy. So, if you want to go for zero waste, not that only your manufacturing factory has to be efficient, but your suppliers, your customers, and the consumption habits, entire life cycle we have to work, then only the zero waste philosophy can be brought into reality. The second is zero waste to landfill is a specific goal that can see zero waste is a philosophy, but zero waste to landfill is practical. Zero waste to landfill is a specific goal that can be achieved today and independently verified. The common interpretation of it is that at least 99% of generated waste is diverted from landfill, which means that all waste produced is either reused, recycled, composted, or sent to energy recovery. So, if you are working in sustainable development, if you are working in the environment management, you should always think of how things can be reused, recycled, composted, or sent for energy recovery, where maximum of that material is extracted and brought into circular mechanisms. So, what are the benefits of zero waste to landfill? The first benefit is waste reduction, obvious. Second is, as I told you, if the circular economy is fully operational, 40% of GHG emissions can be reduced at global level. Okay, this is a huge benefit. The third is identification and improvements of processes or divisions. Okay, so every process, every departmental work, lot of continual improvement is possible when you aim for zero waste to landfill. Reduction in the adverse environmental impacts, because when you are extracting the natural resources from the entire earth, lot of ill effects are there in environment pollution. Meeting environmental goals of whatever the company has decided. Improved corporate social responsibility, because you will be seen as a very responsible company that takes care of their natural resources, materials very efficient way, effective way. And then environmental performance additional to legal norms. Okay, so this you are going beyond legal. The legal is that whatever waste you are generating, you should dispose it as per the law. But here you are going to the another end, that you are reducing the waste at source in such a way that your disposal risks are also minimized. And the last one is the organization is a leader in the peer community. So other companies are trying to look up to you as a best company to benchmark with. Now, if you see company like Mahindra and Mahindra, so far already 45 out of 126 sites are already zero waste to landfill. And more are going to come, and they have said that by 2030, that is next 5 years, all their sites will be zero waste to landfill. So amount of saving that they are able to have is phenomenal. That is how Mahindra could achieve 10,000 crore profit in 1 year through lot of effort in sustainability in terms of energy, water, waste reduction, process efficiency, alternative materials, new research, technological adoption. All these measures are taken, and Mahindra Group has become a benchmark for the entire industry in India, not just automobile company, entire industry. Because after Infosys, the best sustainability performance is of Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. Now, how to achieve the zero waste to landfill status? We will cover it after the break. So here we are going to take a break for 5 minutes. You take your natural break, have a cup of a glass of water, cup of tea, and then come. We will start the session after 5 minutes. Is it okay? Yes, Anisa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so please hold on, because the actual content, how we are going to work on this is coming. So don't go away. Otherwise, you will lose the important part. So let us restart our session. In the first part, we have tried to understand how to achieve the the what is circular economy, what is zero waste to landfill, what is the importance of it, and what benefits the organizations can look for when they implement the zero waste to landfill, and what are the standards also. I also talked about UL 2799, which is a underwriters laboratory in America. They had developed this standard, and most of the companies are using UL 2799. And other companies have developed their own, but then that is again in line with whatever international standard is there. But if somebody really wants to, claim for zero waste to landfill, then there is a very systematic approach. So let us understand how part of it. Okay, the first thing is we have to conduct the waste review. That means right from raw material input gate to the output and the waste disposal area, we have to understand what materials, what packaging things, what chemicals, what are the other items that are entering the site, okay, organization. What is happening to it at every stage, and what in between waste is generated, and ultimate what extra out at the end of the manufacturing cycle process, what waste is getting generated. And then you understand that what is the potential. Okay, so waste audit, to be precise, we have to conduct the waste audit. Like, the material inventory accounting we do. Similarly, water, balance diagram we prepare. Similarly, material balance diagram has to be created so that you know what is the existing level of waste generation. So we should know what are the types of waste, how much quantity is getting generated, where it is getting generated. So all that first study has to be done. Then introduce actionable waste reduction methods. So obvious methods where reduction in say packaging, reduction in rejection, quality improvement. Okay. So all those such things which are very obvious, immediately we should go for. Even re-engineering, so those things have to be worked on. Third thing is create a system for segregating the business waste and dry mixed recycling waste. So what is biodegradable? What is non-biodegradable? Plastic waste. Okay. Then your chemicals, hazardous waste, used oil. Okay. The empty containers, oil soaked cotton waste, say oily wooden dust, whatever waste that is getting generated, first we should segregate it at source. If we are able to do it, then lot of problem is resolved in the first level itself. The next is we have to involve the staff in waste management program, because otherwise if the workers are not involved, if the shop floor people are not involved, they will keep generating the waste, and somebody at the end of the cycle will be wondering as to what happened, from where so much of waste is coming. How do I segregate? How do I, because the top management is after everybody is saying that you reduce the cost, you reduce the waste. Why so much of waste is being, dumped, and from where department is coming? So unless you have a proper administration system, waste management system, you can't be able to do it. So proper systems, procedures, administrative disciplines have to be established, and it can be possible only when all the people in the organization are involved. So involving staff in waste management is very important. The fifth step is divert the residual waste to the facilities, whatever the waste disposal facilities are there. So wherever, where you collect the waste, you go to the plant, you waste process. So suppose Mumbai Waste Management Limited is there. Okay. Or say Maharashtra Enviro Power Limited is there. These are all hazardous waste disposal sites. But there are many contractors, okay, who are taking other non-hazardous types of waste. They are reselling it. They are, again, suppose some sheet metal scrap is there. So sheet metal scrap, some vendor will come, he will bundle it up, pack it up, and those bundles are being sold by him to foundry or steel manufacturing factory, where the entire sheet metal is getting remelted and getting into the manufacturing cycle again. So that should be first attempted, and then you go for the other sites. Then ensure legal compliance to waste management rules. So currently in India, there are at least 7 to 8 types of legal requirements. The first is Hazardous Waste Management and Handling Rules 1989, which have been upgraded regularly. Second is plastic waste management. Now nowadays, plastic waste has become a menace. Everywhere you go, you see plastic in water bodies, in oceans, rivers, okay, in land, along the road, in gutters. Everywhere you find people throwing plastic. Single-use plastic, although the government is trying, but still lot of places are there where people still don't refrain from using the single use plastic. So a lot of awareness is required, and alternatives we have to provide which are very friendly to use and readily available. So that is one thing. So another is the construction waste. You find in cities lot of construction work is going on. and whatever waste is generated, suddenly you find that contractors are dumping it on the seashores or in the river beds. Okay. Now that is creating a flooding problem in the rivers in the rainy season. So that is a very difficult issue. Another is e-waste. Okay, because of the a lot of electronic items that are being used, including mobile phones, computers, printers. Okay, so many other items. So that is another waste. Then lot of batteries, used batteries, lead acid batteries, inverter batteries. Okay, lift machines, escalators are having the backup of batteries. So that kind of related waste. Then you have the now so many vehicles are being made using batteries. So the different types of batteries after certain use they are getting wasted. So those battery waste management. Then you have the oil, used oil, waste oil waste. Then biomedical waste. Okay, radioactive waste, substances waste. So all these kinds of waste, how to study that, how to reduce, how to recycle, how to dispose it in a legal manner, how to keep the account of it and submit returns to the government in the form number 4 of hazardous waste management rules, and how to increase the awareness of the people, thereby find alternative applications, reduce the waste at source, and apply the innovative practices for recycle, reuse, re-engineer, recover, heat recovery systems. So this is a very big area of not only the compliance issue, risk issue, but at the same time there are multiple opportunities as well. Now just see this plastic waste, for example. Okay. So what we need to do, we have to prepare for reuse. Reusing materials transform waste from uneconomical to valuable and useful. A simple example is plastic bags, often dubbed single use but able to be reused over and over. And many houses are trying to use them again and again for multiple use. But in the first place, wherever we are able to eliminate, we should try to eliminate. And the legal compliance requirement is plastic waste management rules. And now the Central Pollution Control Board has come up with the requirements of EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility, and lot of restrictions have been made on the brand owners, manufacturers, users. Okay, and there is a complete circular economy the government is trying to build. So plastic waste management is attracting a lot of EPR requirements. Similarly, in tires, used oils, e-waste, battery waste, etc. The second is, let us take example of battery e-waste. Okay. So responsible recycling of e-waste to extract the raw materials such as gold, silver, copper, as I told you, the Umi Care, for example. So in that company, they have the entire business is to get the waste, their raw material is waste. Okay. And they end up getting lot of recycled materials and very precious metals, and it is a very rich company. Okay. So one side it is a problem, another side it is a big opportunity. And there is a requirement of legal compliance to e-waste management rules 2022 and battery waste management rules 2022. And now with EPR, the latest updates have also come. The third area is municipal solid waste. Again, I forgot to tell about this. These another types of waste, and there are rules, municipal solid waste management rules. So various approaches to municipal solid waste management are recycling, composting, disposal, waste to energy, and waste to wealth. Okay. So waste to energy projects, many projects have been worked out. Sometimes it becomes very uneconomical to run because if the calorific value of that waste is very less, then running that plant becomes unviable and the energy cost also becomes very high. But still, we have to go for more and more plants for waste to energy and waste to wealth. The second is the legal compliance is solid waste management rules 2016. The another is biomedical waste. Now, so many hospitals and nursing homes, the dispensaries, occupational health centers, these ambulance rooms, whatever are there, every day, so tons and tons of very toxic and other chemical based hazardous waste is generated in terms of biomedical waste. And alternative biomedical waste disposal methods are incineration, chemical disinfection, wet autoclaving, and dry thermal treatment, microwave irradiation, and inertiation. So all these are there are a lot of rules which are applicable. Biomedical waste management rules under Environment Product Protection Act is the important law which is applicable. Now let's come to how you get the zero waste to landfill certification. Okay. So UL 2799 standard is on zero waste to landfill. The standard provides a framework for the evaluation and verification of entities that send little or no discarded material to landfills or incineration by reducing the amount of discarded material generated and diverting the remaining materials from landfill and incineration. Okay. This standard addresses all materials leaving the entity under review except for finished goods, okay, and personnel. Liquid materials, that is oils, lubricants, paints, which could be disposed of in a landfill are generally within the scope of the standard. Not included is the scope of the standard is wastewater, black water and grey water. That is water that is used in bathrooms and the toilets. Okay, that is not coming in this, but otherwise almost everything, every type of waste comes under scrutiny. And your the land disposal should be not less than, not more than 1%. You can get the certificate of zero waste to landfill only when you reach at least 99% of land this waste diversion. So how you do that, you can do it from one organization to another organization. So one organization's discarded materials can be input source of material to another. Like I told you, the sheet metal scrap, which is a waste for one company, is an input for steel company or foundry. Okay. So like that, you can have the material can move from organization to organization to organization, but the rate at which it reaches the landfill has to be very slow, and whatever is there, only very little where the technology is not available or practical feasibility is not available, only in such cases some incineration may be possible. But otherwise, 99% you should be able to divert. So let us take some example. Okay. So most common types of waste being assessed as part of a zero waste audit and certification. So one is ash, like in the coal plants and the thermal power plants. In thermal power plants, lot of ash is getting generated, fly ash, incinerator, bottom ash. So these ash can be used for multiple use, like brick manufacturing. Many in fact now the green building concepts, they are in fact insisting that certain percentage of ash has to be there in your raw materials so that your building becomes more green. So LEED certification is possible. Another is average residual percentages from your other paper and other things. Then composted. So organic materials you can compost. All the municipal corporations, they have the composting plants. And now the larger civil construction, big housing complexes, societies, they are being compelled by the government through Ministry of Urban Development and the local municipal corporations that the individual society must have the waste compost. Okay, so that they can use it within or they can sell it off to the nurseries, but it should not go to the government collection load. Another is construction and demolition debris, which you find, when the new buildings are made or the old buildings are reconstructed. Nowadays in cities, the old buildings which were constructed in year 1970, 75, now they have completed 50, 55 years and most of them are being demolished and new buildings are being made. So in that also a lot of construction waste is getting generated. Then another is the diverted waste, internally processed waste or non-landfill bound waste sent for external processing, like the, as I told you, sheet metal, plastic, okay, the cardboard, uh, any broken trays, uh, all these things, old machinery, all these things are being diverted. Another is e-waste, as I told you, another important, and hazardous waste like used oil, waste oil, okay, very see, strong chemicals, residues from various tanks after cleaning, process waste, all those things are hazardous waste. So these are the different waste which how the organization is respectfully handling the waste. Actually, the zero waste to landfill concept is nothing but how you carefully handle it. You don't look at it as a some problem, but you look up to it as an opportunity to reclaim, recycle, reuse, re-engineer, recover, retreat, reprocess. Okay, so that maximum that whatever is there inside that is extracted, recycled, and reused. Now let us see some of the methods. One is prevented waste from redesign. So, whatever your packaging is being done, waste that would have occurred under a former process but has since been eliminated due to redesign of the product or packaging. And now there are institutes which are teaching the engineers how to design the packaging. Okay, so packaging design is a new field, and many talented engineers are getting into this because this is going to be a big problem. Okay, nowadays with a lot of e-commerce and buying material through electronic media, a lot of packing is entering the houses because of ready to eat food and all. So a lot of thinking is going on as to how we can minimize that. Then reclaimed material that would have otherwise been disposed of as a waste or used for energy recovery, but has instead been collected and recovered as a new material input. So this wood can get converted into new furniture, new items, new construction material. Okay, lot of things. Then recycled materials like these bottles. Now the waste pickers, they pick up lot of plastic bottles, glass bottles, and they are actually a very good resource for waste recycling. Then reused material that would have otherwise been disposed of as waste or used for energy recovery but has instead been collected at the end of the process to be used again for its initial purpose. Okay, so initial purpose when you use, that is called reuse. Okay, then residual waste. What is residual waste? Waste material that remains after processing has taken place. So after your diesel generator has worked for so many years, in the bottom of the engine tank, oil tank, you will have a lot of muck. Now that is a remaining. That means you can't do anything to that, but you have to dispose. Then material defined as waste within the bounds of the project, which is solid as input, and otherwise it has been collected from project materials and going into recycling. And then the last one is waste to energy and waste to wealth. So energy recovered from material that would have been disposed of as waste, but instead has been collected through managed processes. Now there is a standard for this waste to energy also. You may like to study ISO 14021. Okay. And if your materials are recycled materials, more content, your product footprint will be less. You can get eco label for your product. You can brand it better. You can attract the sustainability related customers, and increase your bandwidth in the market. Now let us see some one or two examples. Okay. So how Canon company and Tata Motors, let us take one example. So Canon, the company maximizes value from its manufactured capital by collecting used equipment from the market, remanufacturing it and reselling it with the same high quality guarantee as original products. Nowadays, you also get lot of refurnished, the computers also, laptops also. That the laptop which the company had discarded after 4 years of use, but the people in the recycling system, they take, they work on it, they change certain parts where worn out parts, replace and then give a new life. So another 3 4 years you can use the same, otherwise it would have gone into e-waste. Secondly, Tata Motors, one of the company's highly successful circular economy initiative is Tata Pro Life. The ambition is to minimize the product life cycle cost, allowing the company to offer high quality products at a reduced price. So this is another example. Similarly, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tata Motors, they have come up with official Mahindra owned recycling units where you can take the old vehicle of Mahindra brand and you can get it discarded. You get good value also, and all the materials like steel, plastic, or other sheet metal, the other inside whatever material they are using, all those materials go into recycling in a scientific way, and there is a very good recyclability of those products is also improved. One more example how one can innovate. So Suez aimed to double the volume of plastics recycled by 2020, increase the production of renewable energy from waste and water facilities by 10%, and improve alternative water resources supplies. So this is another example by innovation. Then uh, the another company, they had a model where they have increased the life of the vehicle, and thereby 60% of the waste which we could have been there has been reduced. One more example is Renault. Renault company, automotive company. So Renault has implemented circular strategies at all stages of the vehicle life cycle, including dematerialization through design as well as end of life vehicle collection and dismantling, reuse, remanufacture and recycling. So lot of people, the big companies are putting lot of energy, use, resources into circular economy, thereby reducing their environmental impact, converting them into eco-labeled product and getting premium price from the sustainability related product buyers. Another example is Philips. So Philips moved from selling equipment alone to providing solutions to hospitals and other care providers. This allows Philips to reduce the total life cycle cost of equipment and extend their lifetimes. Philips has achieved 50 to 90% material reuse depending on the product through its refurbishing activities, including its reuse of 940 tons of refurbished medical imaging equipment in 2016. So this is another example. And if you Google out, recycle, reuse, or zero waste to landfill, or some such waste to energy, waste to wealth, lot of concepts, lot of innovative ideas, lot of innovative products you can find. In rural areas also, many people are very innovative and don't do it. Another example, let's take few more examples in next 10 minutes. So Michelin Solutions offers a fleet tire management solution called FE tires, in which customers pay a monthly fee for traveled kilometers or miles instead of tires. This alteration of the existing business model from product to service-based offers turns customers into long-term partners and generates improvements to fleet efficiency, productivity, and environmental impact. Nowadays, even the aeroplane manufacturers, they are not selling aeroplanes to the the flying companies, but they are actually selling the number of miles the plane is in air. Okay, so uptime of the aeroplane is being sold. So thereby actually they take the entire life cycle care for those equipment. Another example of Dow Jones sustainability, this chemical company, Dow Chemicals, packaging group has observed that programs aiming to close the loop have had significant effect on their recruiting efforts. Dow estimated that approximately 80% of new recruits viewed the company's commitment to sustainability as the number one reason for rejoining. So now see, people are also preferring the companies to join where those companies are sustainable. Another example of TerraCycle. So TerraCycle has cemented a market niche as the company that can recycle anything. Collected cigarette butts, filters, and packaging are manufactured into industrial products like plastic pallets, while remaining residual tobacco and ash are composted. So, we earlier used to feel that this is a sheer waste, but people have found alternative ways of recycling this also. Another one is this company NIAC 6. So in partnership with Niaga, DSM redesigned carpet manufacturing and end-of-life characteristics. This product differentiates from others based on characteristics that allow manufacturers to easily separate the carpet fiber and backing without compromising the quality of the original product. So this is another way of, people are trying to reconvert the product, redesign the product, reprocess it, and extend the life or give new life, a better life, and reduce the rate of consumption, the rate of extraction from the natural resources. One more example how the integration principle can help. In 2001, Tata Steel and SAIL, that is Steel Authority of India, established a joint venture called M Junction Services Limited, which has become the world's largest e-marketplace for steel and India's biggest B2B e-commerce company. M Junction's mission is to create robust and sustainable supply chain by bringing more efficiency and transparency to stakeholders. So this is a very good example of how two big companies can come together and work on zero waste to landfill and better waste to energy, waste to wealth practices. One more example, in December 2015, Veolia announced its 2017-18 strategic plan to focus on continued growth and improvement in operational efficiency. They also committed to sustainably managing natural resources through circular economy by setting a 2020 objective of generating at least 3.8 billion pounds in turnover related to the circular economy. Now see, 3.8 billion pound is a big amount. It means sometimes the total sales turnover of some companies. Now another principle is assimilate. The world leader in rolled aluminum products, that is Novelis, collaborates with customers to provide infinitely recyclable products for the transportation, packaging, electronics, and architectural sectors. A key driver for opening a recycling plant was to give them the ability to produce their own aluminum and hedge supply chain risks like commodity price volatility. So this is another example of Aditya Birla Group. And last example, let me take Brazil's largest trader and exporter of sugar and ethanol, bringing together field and industry with integrated logistics throughout its entire business chain, operating excellence and sustainable value creation. Through the acquisition of Eco Energy, this company became the largest global platform for biofuels. And even our country, in our Indian country, the central government also is trying to, encourage peoples to go for biofuels. The Jetrofa based, oil converting into fuel. So many such ethanol and other applications, plastic to, the road construction use for waste plastic. Like that, many applications are being thought of. and every company, should convert the waste management area or the scrap management area into giving new birth to the material. So it is material regeneration plant rather than considering as a waste disposal plant. Waste disposal means you want to get rid of, whereas when you say it is the material recycling unit or material rebirth unit, that means you are looking as a resource, okay, and you will convert them into wealth reprocessing unit rather than waste disposal unit. Start calling it as wealth recycling units. That is the paradigm shift that we need to have. Now uh, the forum is open for question and answer. Madam, you can now take over and you
So
can
I
check the
have
chat box.
enabled everyone's mic. So if anyone has a question, they can ask.
Yes, please. Any good examples that you have, which you have come across in waste recycling, reuse, waste to energy, waste to wealth, or EPR related applications? How your company looks up to the waste management? Any good examples you want to share, or any questions that you may have from whatever that we have discussed and presented so far to you? The forum is open. Please utilize next 20 minutes for idea generation and further bringing synergy into the system. Yes, please. If there are any points in the chat box, you can tell me.
I think they are not able to unmute their self. Just a minute. Let me see.
And chat box also,
Uh,
if anything is there in chat also, you can tell me.
Sir, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, what is the ideal way of disposing construction waste? And once it is disposed, how is it treated? Where is it reused?
See, first of all, if you see lot of construction waste, except for, I will tell you, old buildings, the broken glasses, for example, you will have to find some alternative way of segregating, and it's very difficult if during construction or demolition phase, if some glass etc is broken and gone into pieces, becomes difficult to segregate. Otherwise the walls, the door frames, your other items, most of them are reusable. Many times those are actually being used for landfill. Okay, you want to level up the ground, or if some ditch is there you want to fill up. Okay, or you want to, when the initial digging is happening, after the pillars have come up, you want to fill up certain area. So like that way one can look up to it. I'm not a master in green buildings or something. So if you want some specific answers, maybe CII has got a Center of Excellence for Green Buildings in Hyderabad. If you go to their website, a lot of inputs you can have. And you can write to me separately. I can connect you to a green building expert, and we can discuss offline also.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, any
Uh,
other question?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
your name, madam?
Natasha. Natasha
Yeah,
Awad.
okay. Yeah, bataiye. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking to expertise myself in circular economy.
Hmm.
So from where should I start? Can you please suggest me?
Yeah, basically, you see, first of all, the materials, we have to study the materials right from the life cycle perspective. Okay, so right from design, then manufacturing phases, then dispatch, packaging, dispatch, applications, the consumer patterns, the consumer behavior of unpacking it and disposing, Then again, go into the complete cycle of collection, segregation, disposal, waste to energy, waste to wealth, and entire life cycle. Okay, how you get into that. So, better to, understand the packaging design aspects. Okay, existing ways of waste disposal. So maybe you can, uh, study the aspects of circular economy through certain formal courses on this through CII or through international organizations, whatever programs they are holding through sustainable development. So some programs you can have, and then you can also visit. You just visit the your city waste disposal sites. Okay, you visit, for example, if you are in Pune, we have got one area called no, Pursungi, where it is disposed on land, and another area near Bhosri where lot of scrap dealers are there. Okay, who are actually collecting lot of recyclable waste, segregating it, dismantling it, and converting into another applications, and reselling it and earning millions of rupees. Okay, so visit those places. Okay, uh, go and visit CII Center of Excellence. Okay, they give a lot of ideas, lot of redesign ideas. Go to the websites of packaging design institutes. You will find lot of inputs. And then the if you visit the Mumbai Waste Management Limited or this Maharashtra Enviro Power Limited websites, you don't have to go physically there. You can even see their websites. Lot of YouTube videos are available which gives you a lot of ideas. Okay, and then approach the organizations who are already publishing their sustainable report, and they are having critical material issues as waste disposal as one of their critical materiality topic, where they want solutions. So you can approach them and say that I would like to work in this particular area and study your total waste inventory, study the existing ways of disposal, recycling, etc., apply my mind, my knowledge, my competence, research, do a lot of benchmarking, and come up with solutions on recycling, reuse, and recover. So if you can give that confidence uh, and start, along with some senior experts in this area, I think you can create that way your some, method of generating the career.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much,
I
sir.
don't know whether I have answered you or confused you, but I tried whatever best I knew. I tried to tell you.
Yeah,
But
okay, okay.
my number I'll give you in chat. You can parallelly connect with me also.
Yeah,
What
okay,
you
sir.
can do currently, actually, best I'll tell you. Just go to
Uh,
the Bombay Stock Exchange website, okay,
okay, okay,
and download the list of top 1,000 listed companies as of 31st of March 2024. That
okay,
list, from that you pick up 10 best 10 companies, largest 10 companies, go to their websites and go through their sustainability report, BRSR report, and go to the waste disposal section. Understand what issues they are facing and what solutions they have come up. That should give you a lot of confidence to know whether you have that passion and inclination to work in that area or not. If you get sufficient insights, then take another 10 companies, next 10 companies. You will get enough of input from these companies, BRSR and sustainability reports, to get a lot of knowledge on waste management.
okay, sir. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Any other question?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can you please? Okay, sir.
Yeah. One by
Sir,
one you
good
can
evening.
ask. Yeah. Good evening. Bolo.
Good
Bolo.
evening, sir. Prasad here.
Yeah, Prasad. Bolo.
Sir, thank you for the informative session. And I have
Hmm.
just one question. Sir,
Hmm.
can you please explain EPR credit concept?
See, EPR is what actually the principle is the National Environmental Policy, which was approved by central government. It said the principle of the polluter pays principle. Okay. So suppose you are a company which is generating, say, plastic waste, for example. Okay. So whatever plastic is generated in your company because of maybe it may be coming from suppliers, or it may be you may be using it for packaging and giving it to the customers. So both ways, whatever plastic that you are generating, so either you may be a manufacturer or brand owner. So for that, in the EPR, they have given certain system of, first of all, you should try to reduce. Another is you should try to, minimize it. You should try to convert it into recycle, reusable pallets, or the bins, etc., so that you minimize the use. And if whatever is rest is there, whatever we are disposing, so how to account for it and try to ensure that you take care of all your waste. You are not putting the load onto the entire natural eco cycle. So for that, certain administrative mechanisms, collection, accounting, disposal mechanisms, recycle, reuse mechanisms have been developed, and entire thing has been capsuled into a legal framework that is called EPR, extended producer responsibility. That means the producer of a product has a responsibility beyond sale of a product. Okay, so right up to the complete life cycle, you have to take care of the waste that you have put into the system. That is called EPR. Okay, now there is a, if you want the legal knowledge on that and how it works, it is a separate topic by itself. At least for 3 to 4 hours, the session has to be held. Maybe this company, Quality Austria, can arrange another webinar on EPR. That time we can discuss. Otherwise, offline, you can always connect with me. I have certain material I can share with you. Okay?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Prasad. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your comments also. Thank you. Yeah. Next, any other person?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I would like to announce one more session
Yeah.
that is on ESG awareness, which we have next week on 11th of October, Friday. So those who would like to know more about ESG, they can join our session on 11th of October.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So Quality Austria is arranging that full day session. I think their website also you can visit, and you can register yourself if you wish to. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any other comment, madam, from chat box, or any other member wants to ask any question?
Sir, this is
We have
Devidas.
another 10
Hello.
minutes. Yeah. Yes.
Hello. Sir, thank you, sir, for a wonderful session, and thanks to Quality Austria also for arranging this session and
Yeah.
enriching us with a lot of knowledge. Very good session. Sir, my question is on the glass waste disposal. So, we have a lot of, our building has, factory building has a lot of toughened glass. So at times we separate a lot of toughened glasses which broke. So we have, in fact, once or twice we have tried for recycling, but then again there are a lot of resistance which are coming on the recycling. So right now, some quantity we are holding at site, we have not disposed, but because we also have a policy, our organization policy of zero land disposal. So any inputs from your side will be most welcome, sir.
Actually, the Saint Gobain, which is a brand in glass manufacturing and glass recycling, I know some people in that company. I can connect you with right people. You can approach me through Quality Austria. You can give your query through email from where you got this registration done, and we can connect separately, and I'll share with you the right connect point who can guide you on this. I'm not expert, but I know people who can guide you. I can connect you to them.
Okay, sir. Okay. I just wanted to share one example. So we have actually moved. We are into confectionery business. So we have actually moved all our packaging material into 100% recyclable. And
Ah,
right now the laminates which we use, we are sending it for recycling. So in Palghar, we are
hmm.
sending this material, and there they manufacture this small beads, and then that material is used for plastic manufacturing industries. So
Hmm.
one initiative we have taken
Very
towards
good,
this.
very good, very good. Yes. So actually, some people, many people feel that waste management is a topic of that one corner of the build, your factory. There is a scrap collection department and scrap disposal department which some stores person or admin person may be taking care. But that is not so. Waste management is a very serious topic, and it starts with the top management vision about the sustainable development, and right from design department, product design, packaging design, manufacturing process design, the packaging design, actual handling, and the entire recycle reuse applications, and further disposal. So entire operations and entire organization gets into the system, then only the waste can be minimized at source, and whatever is generated can be recycled, reused to its maximum level, and then you can try to reach to the zero waste to landfill status. And there is a lot of money in this, lot of cost saving potential, lot of innovation potential, lot of energy recovery potential, and this has to be treated as another wealth creating factory, rather than some risk or some problem to be eliminated or problem to be solved. We have to take it as a challenge, we have to take it as an innovation opportunity. Whatever your problems are there related to waste management, you can write to me or you can connect with me. Okay.
Hello, Govind sir. Am I
Yes,
audible?
please. Yes. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Sir, good evening. Actually, I want to know how to calculate CO2 emission in the plant.
See, I think it is a very big topic. Normally, 3 to 5 days seminars are conducted on this topic. But let me tell you in
Okay.
one line, ISO 14064 is the standard. Another
Okay.
document which is very useful is the GHG protocol, which is the United Nations has come up with. And there are, IPCC has come up with certain guidelines. So if you take the three standards, ISO 14064, IPCC guidelines, and GHG protocol, and of
Okay.
course there are another science-based target initiative is there. Then PAS 2060 is another document. Many documents are available which are very readily downloadable from websites. You can use them, but
Okay.
there are actually 3 to 5 days of workshop is required to teach you on how to do the GHG accounting.
Okay,
It's not
sir.
as
Is
simple as this. Yeah. Yes, please.
so for initially we have to refer to the standards for
Yes,
the
yes.
information.
14064 is the first standard that you should refer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then I think Anisa, you can take a call and again
Yeah,
re-announce
so
the program for 11th, which is a full day program on
uh,
ESG awareness, and then
11th we have ESG awareness session. I that you can refer the registration on our website. You can also check on our LinkedIn page for any upcoming programs which we are planning. So last month also we have conducted lot of programs on core tools, IATF. So there are technical webinars which keeps on coming, and we are updating on our LinkedIn as well as on our site. So please follow the same. So then you will be aware which program we are doing next, and whatever the sessions webinar we are doing it, we are announcing for our upcoming programs in that sessions also. So don't miss if you that is relevant to you. Please do attend and be updated. So we have very interesting sessions upcoming for this month as well as next month.
so thank you all, and thank you
Thank,
Anisa for
thank
arranging
you,
everything.
Govind sir,
And
for
even
such
though
a
Saurabh
wonderful
is not
session.
there, let us thank him in his absence. Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful insights. And we'll surely conduct the ESG session on 11th, sir.
Sir, could
Thank
you
you.
please share the
Excellent.
PPT? Hello.
हेलो
मैम ये पीपीटी आप शेयर सर ये पीपीटी शेयर कर सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं, ये पीपीटी नहीं
पीपीटी
शेयर होता
नहीं
है.
से
Yeah, PPT not
ओके
is not.
ओके ओके नो प्रॉब्लम.
Okay. So, sir, I'm closing this.